Hey everybody, welcome to this week's Star Report. This is Jason here, dude. Just crystals and Reiki, downtown Brandon, Texas, and today's report is for February the 11th, 2026 through February the 17th, 2026. And as usual, we start off with our sun. The sun has been quiet. Thank you, sun. And the only thing that looks like is on the horizon for any kind of solar weather this week is there's a coronal hole in turning. So we should probably start to see tomorrow or so the magnetic lock with the planet, right? And of course, coronal holes is compression. A lot of plasma stream comes forth, and then that sort of gives us the intensity, which is necessary for earthquakes. So if you're feeling a little heavy starting tomorrow, that should be a thing. And then the coronal hole stream should hit the planet sometime over the weekend, right? So sort of look for, I won't say a sluggishness, but just sort of a heaviness or a difficulty about the energy or getting going during the week with that happening. I think that's everything happening with the sun. We are currently still in Aquarius, almost over. And of course, alchemically, that physically relates to our hips. And I've been noticing a lot of tension in the hips about moving forward, doing new things, starting in a new universal 1 year. And of course, that's also affects our blood salts, right? So salt and oil create the inner battery and help the electronics in our body work, if you want to describe it as electronics. And so blood salts are a good thing. So extra salt, I recommend cell salts, bioplasma if you're trying to just get like the amount that you actually need, and then all of the 12 different forms for each zodiac that you'd like. Go ahead and look for those bioplasma on Amazon. I think it's an Island or Highland brand. Um, we are currently only in one retrograde, still Jupiter, which is all of the ways where we are contemplating how we can expand. Uh, Not only can we expand, find more abundance, but that sort of idea and belief system about that we're worth expansion, that now is the time to throw off all of the barriers and belief systems about it's not time, it's not ready, or you're not the one. It ain't me. Uh, yeah. So all that kind of energy is sort of shifting around you right now in this Jupiter retrograde, which leads us into today, Wednesday, the 11th of February, 2026. And currently today, the moon is the farthest away it's going to be all month. And when the moon is far away, you want to think that that's the uh, time to be least passive and sort of pay attention to if you are a night owl like this guy, then sometimes that sort of messes with sleep cycles and stuff like that. When that is the case, and we are also moving towards the end or the decrease in energy from the Aquarian stellium, and we're moving into a Piscean stellium, right? And so that Piscean stellium is really going to sort of more than likely trigger emotions and deep feelings. And the caveat or the teaching is listen to soul over emotional triggers. While this is sort of going on, excuse me. Also, Chiron is aligning with the sun just before the eclipse. And any last sort of bit of repressed thoughts or emotions when that sort of alignment happens sort of come up, right? So Chiron is the wounded healer, right? So stuff that might be driving you that is hidden comes to the surface, right? And so we've got two kinds of emotional things kind of rising. So watch out to not be just losing your shit. And you can lose your shit if you want, but just sort of pay attention that it's programmed release, not a defect. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Oh yeah, anything that's coming up is coming up to be released, right? So don't sort of think of it as like, oh no, I'm sick, or I can't believe I think these things. Go, hey, I don't need to believe those things. That ain't me anymore. That ain't me. Uh, isn't that a Johnny Cash song? Or it ain't me, babe. Anyway, uh, moving right along. I was like, I don't know why that just hit me. Um, yeah. So just sort of pay attention that you're being led by the voice of renewal and moving forward, and not the voice of please hold on to all this bullshit and let it continue to drive the direction of your life. Yeah, sounds like a fun Wednesday. Leads into tomorrow, Thursday, the 12th of February 2026. Mercury pre-shadow begins. Um, and the actual retrograde of Mercury is going to be on February 25th. And so when that starts to happen, our perception of bullshit heightens. That's always good. That's what I wrote. Bullshit. Soul tells truth, right? So we're going to sort of see what isn't true, right? And so you want to not look for the things or the sources of the untrue things for what is truth. You're going to want to look for soul stuff, right? Meditation, breath work, all that kind of fun stuff where you can align the mind to get to that kind of stuff. And then Mercury is also conjunct the North Node, right? And so Mercury is about North Node is really about how we're doing right now, or what's in the now, not what's in the past. And Mercury is clarity, communication, right? So a lot of energy on Thursday is going to be cool, I think. Yeah, I think it's always cool when I can see through the bullshit. Friday the 13th. Oh my god, we're gonna die. Friday the 13th, actually not that bad. Saturn is going to move into Aries until April the 28th, right? So Saturn rules governance, Aries war or activity or action. I think ruled by Mars, if I'm not mistaken in my head. That's just in my noggin right now. And so you want to think that that's, now it's time to really batten down the hatches, figure out what the rules are, throw off the old rules, kind of stuff. Friday the 13th is actually usually in the spiritual world, the day of the goddess, right? So the divine feminine energy sort of heightens on Friday the 13th. And the sort of prescription of the day is to sort of be bold in your new paths, right? What are you creating? Don't go around the edges, go through the middle, or don't do what's easy. Do what's hard. We're gonna go to the moon, not because it is easy, but because it is hard. Yeah, so do the hard things because you can, and you can see the path through. Yada yada yada. All the things. And you'll actually have should have more than likely will have, when you decide to use it, the motivation to actually get through, right? And so that's the energy of the Aries energy, right? And then of course Aries, alchemically higher mind, the golden fleece, good stuff like that. So yeah, we're moving into the golden age, man. Saturday the 14th, Valentine's Day, good day for love. The moon is also going to be trining Uranus, giving the ability or giving you vibes of persuasion, right? So it's a good day for new love, or persuading somebody who's negative Nancy about the progress that you're trying to make, or the plans, the moves you're going through. So you can be very persuasive on Saturday. Use that wisely. And then Sunday, the 15th, the sun squares Uranus. I was like, what is that? I hate it when I don't hate it. I sometimes get confused when I actually write the symbols, astrological symbols of what's happening rather than the word. The sun squares Uranus, and that's usually kind of a revolutionary energy. It's a good day to sort of decide on which habits you're going to buck, the ones that don't serve you, changing habits, and Pluto have you feeling right. So when we have to make changes, like, oh man, I just learned how to do it this way, or that takes brain matter and effort to do changes. So that sort of disgruntledness of change, plus the energy of Pluto, might have you feeling depressed on Sunday, of like, oh man, is it ever done? Well, are you still breathing? And no, it's not done. And so also in addition to, or in substitution for, you just might feel under the weather, right? So there might be a physical cause, rather than metaphysical, a physical sort of slowdown, right? You can sort of tell that maybe I'm going through some of those spiritual shifts, got a little bit of spiritual flu going on. Yeah, so that's Sunday. So Monday the 16th, Mercury trines the Jupiter, and could have you uh, what the heck did I write? Oh yeah, could have you the tendency for revelation and disclosure when that sort of happens. Jupiter's the expansion, right? So that you get to see more of the picture uh, rather than less of the picture. Mostly, this could be revelations, sort of like public revelations, disclosure. Oh my God, the aliens land. That kind of like, oh, that's a big shift. Didn't see that happening, or wasn't expecting that. More than likely, it's just going to be personal revelations, like holy shit, like this was the one thing holding me back, or holy shit, I can't believe this habit was so easy to shift, right? So those kinds of revelational moments are going to happen on Monday. It's a good thing to happen on a Monday. Everybody likes to start the week with some aha. Thanks, Eddie Murphy. Um, let's see. Tuesday, last day of the report, 17th, the solar eclipse. Also, so solar eclipse, reboot, new things, new moon, which is why you have a solar eclipse. And so solar eclipse and the new moon, right? New beginnings, new starts. Also, as it so happens, Chinese New Year. So a lot of energetic shifts happen on the Chinese New Year because spring is probably more likely a new year than, or the end of winter, the beginning of spring is probably more about a new year than January 1st. And so Chinese New Year is the fire horse. Fire horse, fire energy, but also the horse moves fast, moves swift, right? And anybody who's ever been on a runaway horse knows sometimes kind of scary, right? So sort of be mindful that when shit kicks off, it starts to get going, right? You might get caught up in the rhythm of fast, but make sure you're paying attention and holding onto the reins and directing that release of energy or that direction in the places that you want it to. Look for new beginnings, race out of the gates. Venus is also conjuncting the North Node. And that's really sort of how can all of this change be driven not by against that for this, but rather in the nature of love, right? Because it's planet of Venus, planet of love. Um, and so really, how are you driving this? Are you driving forward in effort for reputation, for funding, for security, right? All of those things really sort of happen and line up together when you do it with love, man. Yeah. So a little bit of altruism on Tuesday the 17th as the solar eclipse happens. I didn't bother to check and see if it was going to be visible or partially visible here. So get on the internet, look for do a little bit of your own research and see what's going on Tuesday for yourself. But yeah, that's it for the report. Should be here rest of the week. No plans to leave. No plans to leave. So come get some stuff. Couple things I'm out of that I need to reorder, but it's just one of those things like, is it now a time to reorder or should I wait for a couple more things to reorder? Anybody who's had a small business of themselves kind of knows that, like, oh, I could, have my shelf stocked all the time, but maybe something gets sold out the day after I order and I could have ordered it too. So just that kind of little back and oh my God, it's like the stars got me going back and forth in my head. Anywho, thanks for listening, everybody. NewDimensionsCrystals.com if you want to book an appointment. And until next time, when I find the stop button, everybody, many blessings. Many blessings. There's the button.